Hi everyone. As we head back to school in just a few short days, we wanted to create a tutorial to help new teachers and returning teachers get some features in RenWeb, which is our learning management system at Bethesda Christian School. Starting here, you can access your RenWeb account from any device. Honestly, you can type it into your computer, your phone, your iPad by just going to renweb.com. There is an app as well in the App Store and the Google Play Store as well. It's not always as user-friendly as we like, but it's a feature. To log in, you simply go here, click on the login, log into RenWeb 1, and you should end up having a screen that looks like this. I'm going to show you mostly the features that are in the classroom. Once you click on the drop-down menu, it'll appear like this, and it goes to your classroom home. So I'm going to go to my sample class. You will have a list of all of your classes, whether you're elementary and you have the different grade, topical subject matter categories, or whether you're high school, junior high, and you have different classes themselves. But here on sample class, I'm going to go to our first day of school. And I've got one student in this class, Jane Doe. So she is actually present today. So one of the easy ways to take attendance is simply go to Fill Code. I just fill everybody present, and then any student that is absent, I always mark them absent unexcused because I probably don't know the reason they're gone. So I mark it here. So if Jane Doe is not in class at the beginning of the period or the beginning of the day, I mark it that way. If she comes in late and she has a pass saying she's excused, I can click on this and change it. And if she's late and she has a pass and it just says she was not on time, that's just tardy unexcused. Our school admin assistants will change it to absent excused if they're gone but their family has called in for the day. So there's different codes. Another feature here, attendance seating chart, which is a nice way of creating a seating chart. So I've already done this here. I want to edit my seating chart. I just say how many rows are in my classroom. So say I had 4 rows and each row has 5 desks. It creates a grid for me. And I already put Jane in a seat, but say I want now to put Jane in the front of the row, and of course once she gets her picture taken, that will also show up. So I've got all of my students assigned, and then I can go up here. This is the report button, and I want to maybe print out a seating chart with every student's picture, and I will do that, and it will actually open into a new screen, and it allows you to print a nice grid. This is awesome for having substitute teacher plans, so the subs can know what each kid looks like. It's a little bit easier for them in seeing who's absent and who's present. And it's a nice feature as well. Another thing I wanted to show, gradebook features. As we look at creating a gradebook, many of you have asked about how do I create categories. So if I'm here on my home page and I want to create a new category, so I've already created a couple. I've got my tests and quizzes, but say I want to create a new category. I go up here and I just go to this plus button, and maybe I want it to say homework, and that's going to be worth 40% of the grade for the entire year, and I hit save. And now I've got another category to work with. I can cancel out of that, and that'll show up as well. So I go into my homework here, and I want to create a new assignment. Maybe they've done history project. I can even put in a description, and actually if you do that and you click, we should always click on publish to lesson plan. What that does is this makes sure that families can see this from their parent web feature. It'll show them when the assignment was given. So we said it was given today, and it's not going to be due till Friday, the following Friday. So it gives them plenty of time to do it. I don't want it to be worth 100 points. Maybe I do. Maybe I want it percentage based. But this project was only worth 30 points. So I save it here. And now the project will show up under Jane Doe. And she doesn't have any points for it yet. So I'm going to click on the project, go here, and Jane, she got 27 out of 30 points on that project. This will automatically save for me, so I don't have to do anything else. If I want to copy this assignment to another class, say I have 3 sample classes, A, B, and C, and I don't want to have to keep creating the same assignment over and over, I just go to this little box here. This is the copy button, and I click on whatever class I would like to copy it to. So maybe I want to copy it to my AP European History, and I would just click on copy, and it will show up over there, and then you can plug in those students' grades over on this menu. So when I X out of here, now Jane's grade has been updated. So when I go to all of her assignments, I see that she's taken a quiz, and she's also done a history project. And so this quiz was worth 15 points, and this history project was worth 27 points. When I go into my categories, I had 40% for homework, 30% for quizzes, and then I had 20% for tests. So I'm going to change my test and make it 30, so that equals 100%. These are my 3 categories. So however you decide to weight each individual section, this is a nice feature to allow you to weight certain things heavier than others if you feel they're deserving. So for me, I want homework, the work they're doing in class, to weigh the most, and the assessment pieces are going to be a little bit less. And I update that, and it will also update her grade as those categories change. But it keeps track of her grade as well. And that's how I do my categories, and I've got my assignments in there for Jane. One other feature, the last feature I want to show you is lunch, how to take a lunch count. You do this at the beginning of the day. So on our first day back to school, we have pizza sticks. It should look like this for you. Jane has decided she wants pizza sticks for lunch. So I just click on the item and here, and then my other students would show up and it'd be the same thing. You click on the item and click over. If I want a staff lunch, I click over here. If I want to order myself a lunch for the day, I would find my name and I would add pizza sticks, and it automatically saves. So I'm going to undo this so that Mrs. Baker doesn't think we are ordering lunch for our unnamed teacher. That would automatically save for her, and she would be able to go back in and know that we ordered lunch. Lastly is communication. This is a nice feature for email. You would click on the communication button here, and it would open a new window. And this is how we can email all of the families. There are some nice features about this. You can attach documents. You can insert links to websites. You can also insert pictures and graphs. But I have it titled Welcome Back. I always carbon copy myself. It will send an email to my email address here. And then when I go over to filter, I've already added Jane. Jane is in my class. So for instance, when I click on here, my sample class shows up and Jane is here. So I'd click on her box and put it here. And if I wanted the entire class, I would just click on all of them and move them over, but I've already done that. And I want Jane's family, those listed as her emergency contact, those who are responsible for her. So I'd click on custody. That would make sure they would get the email. But I also wanted to email myself or maybe another teacher. So I'd click on staff, and I would have gone to drop down, and down at the bottom is an option for staff. I would click on that, find myself or what other teacher I wanted in there, and I would bring them over here. And then I just make sure that it all is going to the right place. So for instance, I put myself in here, so here are my email. Jane doesn't have an email set up yet. Her parents haven't registered her email, so we won't have anything going, but it should populate here to know that you've got it in the right place. So that's just a nice way to use these features if you want to email the entire class, or even if you just want to email certain students. You can pick and choose when you go to filter by just going through the list of students that populate for the different categories. Please let us know if you have other questions, and there will be some more training to come, but that gives you an idea of how to set up for RenWeb some of the main features you will use on a day-to-day basis. Have a wonderful day.